Cool.
Okay,
Hello.
we are live. Hello, everybody. How many people are watching? I think 10 people watching.
Comment in the chat if you can hear us. That's the first time we try this.
12 people. Interesting. I think it's also a little bit delayed. I think it's like 2 to 5 seconds delayed. Yes, 11 people.
Ah, but okay, we see it.
Yeah, we
It's
see it.
It's live. It's
Yeah.
live. That's
Interesting.
cool. Yes, let's
Awesome.
go.
Okay, so welcome to the stream, guys. It's gonna be like a very casual one. So this is Markus. He also makes content about studying, living, and working in Germany, and he's a pure German. So I thought, why not bring him on board and just have this like other perspectives as well. You can ask any question about studying, living in Germany, working. If you have any questions about the courses, you can also ask. So this is supposed to be a big Q&A essentially.
Nice. Where are you guys from?
Yeah. Drop the nationality in the
People
chat.
from India. Perfect. Welcome.
India. Hello, guys.
That's so cool.
Ausbildung and Meisterausbildung in Germany.
Dude,
That's awesome.
Interesting.
Awesome,
India.
awesome.
More Indian people.
India, Nepal.
Let's go.
Nice.
Hi, Max. Hello, Max.
India. Another India. Bangladesh. Poland. Pakistan.
Dude.
Then we already have 50 people on board, so that's
insane.
pretty cool.
It's cool.
Nepal, Pakistan, India, Iraq,
Of course, we have heard of Oman. Yes. Iraq,
Yes.
Zimbabwe. Let's go. Morocco. Dude, quite international.
Taiwan, India.
Hello.
A lot of Indians here. That's awesome.
Syria.
How are you doing? I'm doing fantastic, guys.
Same.
How are you doing?
Same. Don't comment. Malaysia.
So obviously, I believe you guys have a lot of questions.
We should do more live streams already. That's the
first
comment. That's the first one.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little test today. So if you guys like it and if it works, we can also do it more in the future. Okay.
Botswana. Dude, that's so cool. Love it. That's interesting.
Syria, Pakistan. All right, guys. Yeah, you can. I'm seeing you guys have a lot of questions about Germany. So obviously we cannot answer all of them, but we try to like pick certain questions.
Yeah, maybe we can start right away. Just the one that is on the screen here. It's saying, hi, you want to study bachelor's in electrical engineering, and is it doable along with part-time jobs? Because you heard it's pretty difficult.
So electrical engineering, it depends, I think, on which university. So if you were to do this at TUM, this would probably be very demanding in the first couple of semesters. But I think it, again, depends on the university. And it's always possible to do like 15 to 20 hours per week. So when you went to TUM, you studied management and technology, right?
Yeah.
So how was it in terms of like the workload?
Well, I feel like the workload in the first semester might be higher than in the following semesters, because it's not that the classes are more difficult. It's more like you have to get adjusted to it, right? So once you get adjusted to it, you know how to deal with it. But honestly, I already worked part-time in my first semester and like already during school, so it should be fine. Actually, like the majority of students actually work part-time.
That's
and especially
very true. Yeah.
like for your information, both of us, we live in Munich, and in Munich, which is very expensive, most people work. Like I probably only know a few people who don't work, but like all of them manage to do it. So I think you will be able to do it
most
as well.
People do it. And that's also very, very common. So like there's no, like you're not going to miss out on too many things, I'd say, because everybody is like busy working and studying.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's doable.
Yeah,
of
definitely,
course.
100%.
All right.
It's a matter of prioritization, and you'll get the hang of it after a while. In the first semester, you might struggle. Like I struggled a lot in the first semester, but over time, you'll just get used to it, and you know how to deal with it.
For sure. So I saw the questions about Leipzig. I feel like Leipzig is a really good city for students, but why is no one talking about it when it comes to studying in Germany? So I feel like when we're talking about studying in Germany and cities, people talk about Munich, Berlin, Frankfurt, and Hamburg, like the biggest cities in Germany. But I feel like Leipzig is a pretty good one. I'd say it's pretty chill. And the cost of living is also going to be very, very low. So I personally don't know anybody who's living in Leipzig and studying there, but in the eastern part of Germany, you could get an apartment for like 300, 400 euros, which is very well possible. So Leipzig,
or at least
cool
a room
city.
in a shared flat.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I also created a video about the most affordable cities in Germany to live in as a student. And if I'm not mistaken, Leipzig was also one of these cities. So you can check it out if you want. I think I answered the question in there.
Yeah. But overall, Leipzig, great city, great vibe. It's also called Leipzig, so because it is, yeah. It's people describe it as a small Berlin from the vibe it gives you. So that's actually quite interesting, and apparently people like it a lot, and it's still quite cheap. They also have great startup community over there, so many people are very much into innovation. So that's also something that Leipzig is doing very well, and. They also have some kind of management business school, I think, which is also one of the best ones in Germany, from what I know, at least.
Yeah, good to know. So there's one question. I'm 36 years old, and can I get an admission in Master's Digital Marketing in Germany? So interestingly, there's actually no like age gap or like age limit for studying. When I studied physics at TUM, I had a guy who was like 50.
Yeah.
Well, he retired basically and came back to uni. So it really doesn't matter like how old you are. If you want to get in and you have the necessary requirements checked, it's going to be well possible.
Actually, also the mom of one of my good friends, she also went back to university. Like she's now more than 60 years old, and you can still do that. And there are actually many people who just drop in because it's interesting. You can absolutely do that.
That's true.
Yeah. However, most of the older people, like the parents of my friends, they don't go there for the grades. They're just interested in
just
the classes.
like the subject.
But no matter how old you are, you can do that.
Yeah. So in my degree program, I think the average age is like 25, 26. So there are many people who are also scratching 30. So absolutely no problem. Okay, let's see. Which one?
This one. It's
this
about the Dion above.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's interesting. So the question is, well, somebody has experience as a Java developer, and he or she wants to come to Germany for a master's. And the question is, well, is a University of Applied Sciences a good option? Because theory, research, focused study programs might not be what he or she wants.
Damn, this is a very good question.
I think it's interesting because
you made a video.
First of all, that one, but also because you're studying at a University of Applied Sciences right now, and I'm studying at a Universität. So that is maybe a good thing where we can now share perspectives.
Yep. So I basically switched from a classic university to an applied sciences university because of that particular reason. And in your case, if you have experience as a developer, come to Germany for masters. Yes, I mean, why not? Like applied science universities are very good if you want to do a mandatory internship and get the work experience and like work on certain projects. So there's literally no disadvantage of going to a university of applied sciences, unless you want to get into like very like prestigious careers, like investment banking, for example. Like when the employers particularly look at university rankings, then you might have a disadvantage. But other than that, like basically nobody's going to like really care. What do you think?
Yeah, I would totally agree. Actually, I would say it's a great choice overall, especially if you like practical work, because, well, yeah, at universities, like normal universities, not applied sciences, you will have a lot of theoretical things to listen. So if you're into academia, if you want to get a PhD, yeah, sure. But if you want to focus on like practical work and so on, then
yeah. Oh wait, there's a specific questions about TUM. Question for Markus. I'm planning to study TUM Master Management and Technology. That's what you study.
Yeah.
And what kind of work can I get while I'm in the master's degree?
You mean, okay, so we're just going to assume it's now for like job opportunities, part-time jobs. And dude, like anything basically. So for the people who are not familiar with the study program, it's basically like an industrial engineer. So you can have different focuses of in the management area, like entrepreneurship, marketing, finance, and so on. And then also in the technical background, which could be then like computer science or electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, chemistry, and so on. So it's a very versatile program. And that also means that you can get a lot of different jobs because, well, it depends just on which subjects you choose or which focus point you put there. So if I just think about like what I did and what friends of mine did, some are into consulting. Many people are into like work in startups. Could be sustainable startups. Could be new AI startups that are coming up. People working in other companies, like comparison portals. Check24 is one of them.
Check24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, also got a couple of people working there, and yeah, many work in consulting actually, but also in tech. Like it's very versatile. You can just apply for whatever you want. Sometimes it's hard as a student to find a very good job, but if you just keep applying, eventually you'll find something.
So I see a lot of questions about the job market. How's the job market currently? It's a good time to come to Germany for study, jobs available for outsiders in mechanical engineering. So let's talk about the job market in general, because I feel like this is something a lot of people also comment under the videos and also write me messages. So I would say there are like two extremes on the internet. So one is like, okay, everything is like screwed and we are so done and there are no jobs available. And the other side is like, yeah, like Germany is opening up so much for like immigration and stuff. And there must be like, there's a skilled worker shortage. And these are the two extremes. And I would say the truth lies somewhere in the middle. And there are obviously jobs available. Like it's not that the country basically stopped hiring people. But I'd say compared to like the previous 2 years, it's a little bit more difficult, especially if you only speak English. And I mean, you have also heard about the layoffs at big companies, and this is true, but there are also a lot of opportunities in like smaller companies. And I feel like the media tries to also capitalize on this. So if there are like any negative news about the job market, the media is going to be the first to report it. And I want to like basically be a counter force to that, because in my videos I want to like offer more of like a balanced, a nuanced perspective, because the reality is going to be nuanced. It's not black and white. So yes, there are still jobs available. Yes, it's a little bit tougher compared to the last years, but it's not like Germany is like dead or anything, right? Because you still also got job offers even though you were still studying in uni, and like people like recruiters contacted you.
Yeah, so I would say maybe just to add on what Max said, what I would totally agree on is that, well, maybe it's more difficult for people to find a job, but that's in general. However, if you have studied, if you've completed your master's degree, if you are skilled in something, you don't have to worry to find a job. Like that's not the case. Everybody will be able to find a job. Maybe you'll have to spend several months, but actually that's quite typical in Germany to spend several months trying to find a job, because most people just start applying for jobs once they have finished their degree. So people most of the time they will not look for jobs during their study degrees. And for example, me, like I also didn't apply. Still people contacted me because they want to hire. So it's not the case that people or that companies don't hire anymore. So
yeah.
don't worry.
And I also
about
feel
that.
like in Germany, they don't have placements like in other countries. So in the US, like companies come to the universities and try to recruit these people specifically. But in Germany, you need to put more effort in and like actively like propose and like send applications to companies, because they're not most likely not going to approach you. Yeah. So I think in your case, you also have a good network. So this definitely helps.
It helps definitely. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so job market is a little bit weaker compared to the previous years, but still,
maybe
it's okay.
Maybe it's tougher for people that are not with a master's degree or something. Like
maybe, yeah. They need more specialized people.
Yeah,
that's definitely true.
And tech, always in demand. Yeah.
I mean, I sometimes get comments about like people sending 300 applications and only getting 2 interviews, which might be the case. And like only like one explanation I can come up with is like people also apply to jobs they're not necessarily like qualified for, or they don't exactly match the requirements for the job. So it's obvious that they get rejected. So in your case, if you want to apply to a job in Germany, like you need to basically have the skills that are required in the job listing, because otherwise they're going to like sort you out very quickly.
No, it's not that they don't like you or something. It's just like if you see one person who has the right skills, Well, the
Yeah.
person has better chances.
Also German language, right? Because if you have a
Yeah.
CV in English and then in German, and they have similar skills,
Yeah.
they're going to pick the German one. Unfortunately, this is how the country operates.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's going to change, but like still German companies, German customers, German demand. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Except
that's
for
just
maybe
how it is.
like there are definitely English jobs. They are there, but the majority definitely also on the daily basis in the work life is going to be in German.
100%.
Yeah. Or at least even if most of it is handled in English, you will definitely have some kind of contact with people speaking German, maybe customers in Germany and so on. Yeah. That is true. Yeah.
Okay, there's so many big questions also coming in.
In so many different countries.
Yes.
Let's go.
Trying to master human.
Whoa.
Okay, I think a lot of people are also like spamming the same question.
Please
why.
don't copy paste the same message over and over again.
Yeah.
Because then we'll not see each thing very good.
Okay, wait. What websites do you recommend to find IT-related part-time jobs in Germany? So when it comes to like looking for part-time jobs in general, I would still go for your network. That's like the single most powerful source. But if you were to look for part-time jobs, like classic ones, like LinkedIn, Stepstone, what else is there? Indeed. Yeah, that's a thing in Germany. Yeah. So I think these three.
Stepstone is probably the biggest one.
Probably. And LinkedIn probably.
And LinkedIn.
Yeah. Like the classic. There's like no like secret platform that you can look on because most companies are going to post on the major ones. Yeah. And also your network. And sometimes your university has like notice boards with posters and they're actively looking for like part-time workers from that particular university.
Yeah. Or online, you can also sometimes find a Blackboard, basically.
Yes, that's true.
Where they have job listings.
Yeah. So if you pick like 4 to 5 like points of contact, then I think your chances massively increase.
Another one is also Xing, which is basically like LinkedIn, but
LinkedIn.
a German one. They're now a bit different. I don't know in what sense exactly, but they in the beginning they were very, very similar, but now they're going apart a bit. So those 4 that we
actually never searched on Xing.
Yeah. No, I do have a Xing profile and people contact me there as well.
Yeah. Is anybody using Xing?
Yeah. In Germany, it's a thing. Yeah. So the 4 ones that we mentioned are Xing, LinkedIn, Indeed, and Stepstone.
Yeah. Oh, that's an interesting question. Are all TUs good in Germany? So it depends how you define good. But when it comes to like workload, obviously it's going to be a lot because technical universities tend to be very demanding. But if you want to go into like tech and research, yes, they're pretty good. I mean, they're also demanding. So you have to go through a lot of suffering in the first semesters, especially. And this goes for the major like TUs, right? So TU Munich, RWTH Aachen, TU Dresden, and so on. They're all demanding. But I would say if you want to have like a very good theoretical foundation for research, fantastic place. All right. So many German flags. Fernando is asking, can you send me money? Fernando?
No.
Absolutely.
So if you don't know Fernando, he's also a good friend of ours.
Fernando needs to feed his dog. Yes. Okay. He doesn't have a dog though.
Fernando Tabora, that's his channel.
It's cap.
You can check it out. He's also making videos about Germany. And actually, while Max and I are, at least currently, mostly focusing on studying, Fernando is doing also things about expats and jobs because he's not studying here, he's working there. So definitely recommend this one to check it out as well.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Just delayed my daily walk because of your life. Fantastic. Fernando Tabora. F on the transport trolley. He also wants to marry you. Fernando, hit me up.
I feel left out.
Can do like a, how do you call it?
Triangle relationship.
Triangle, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Oh, you're not in that yet. I see. All right. Yeah.
Ooh, let's
Wow.
focus on the
So many
question.
questions.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's,
okay, we
it's
have to.
incredible. 90 people. I think I don't know
Let's
if you
see.
hit 100, but very cool that you guys showed up.
Okay. We're not gonna answer the questions from people that just gonna spam the same question over and over again. I'm sorry, but we have to do some moderation. Otherwise, the chat will just.
It's crazy.
be-
It looks like a lot of questions. It's probably a lot of questions as I copy paste.
Yeah. Wow. How do we stop so many messages? How can we?
I think if you scroll up, it doesn't move.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay.
Mm,
How easy is it to transfer from private university to public university,
ooh,
Max?
it's pretty easy. I actually had a conversation with my friend 2 days ago. We filmed an interview. I'm gonna release it in like a month, but we talked about transferring between universities. So it depends, of course, if you're on a student visa. But let's say you're in a private university and you want to go switch to a public one. It is absolutely possible, even on a student visa. And I mean, how you can do it, basically, you have to like disenroll yourself from the private one and enroll in the public one. But so let's say you don't. But the question, the person who asked the question, like, can you give me more details? Because I also get this question a lot, and I want to go deeper into that, but I need more details about the situation.
The switching up thing.
Sorry. They're switching universities. It depends. Is the person on a student visa? Does the person not have enough
True.
the good grades for public ones, or like didn't have, or did the person just want to come to Germany?
Interesting.
Okay. Oh yeah. Are there any websites or channels to find accommodation in Germany? This is he's basically the accommodation master of Germany. He's extremely skilled at finding affordable accommodation.
I would say it's a bit of experience just because I've been living here for a while, and partly also luck. But then you can increase your luck by just knowing a bit how you deal with the situation, I would say. You can definitely, first of all, check out Mac's video on how to find accommodation. I also make videos about how to find accommodation. I also created actually a full course on it. It's like long, like more than 2 hours long. I interviewed several people, several tens of people, just for finding more tips that I didn't know about, that I wasn't able to find on the internet before. And so if you want, you can check that out.
Yeah, that's
and
the
also
secret
just
sauce.
maybe scroll through the channels. There will definitely be videos on that.
100%.
Yeah.
We have a super chat actually. David
Interesting.
Nivia, thank you. COP. What's the currency? I'm not sure, but I'm gonna take your question. Of course. So how good is LMU? I plan to pursue a master's in statistics and data science. Nice. How do you see the job market in this field? Any recommendations? So 3 questions in one. So LMU, super nice place, I'd say. So it's one of the bigger universities. So you're going to have like a big campus, a lot of people, and it's in Munich, so it's obviously more expensive.
Yeah.
But I think it's when it comes to rankings, if you do care about rankings, second place in Germany. So good place to study, has a very high quality facilities, of course.
Also looks beautiful, at least if you, depends on which building you are located, because actually the LMU has buildings scattered all over Munich. It's insane.
It's true. Big university, 50,000 people, but good place. And masters in statistics and data science, pretty nice. I think one of my friends enrolled in that one last winter semester. So it's a pretty heavy course. I heard it's very demanding, but statistics and data science, very in-demand fields. So I wouldn't see like any problem if you get a master's from LMU, especially. You won't struggle to find a job. And in Munich as well.
Demanding is also a good thing, because that means, well, if you make it through, that's good. It's a challenge, and each challenge that you tackle will just bring you further ahead.
Yeah, 100%. So I hope I could answer your question. Thank you.
All right. All of the caps lock.
I have German B2. Is it better to do Oh wait, the question disappeared. I have German B2. Is it better to do English degree, as I will learn better as I'm more comfortable in English, or take German degree for preferably from employers? So what a lot of people don't understand is like, there's no shame, there's no disadvantage in doing an English taught degree, because the core skill that you need to have is German. but you obviously learned until B2, which is a big achievement. So congrats
Yeah.
on that. And you can take an English taught degree, improve your German. You can get to C1 while you study because you are in a German environment. And yeah, when it comes to employability after that, I would say there's no issue. You can speak German, B1 or C1, and you have a degree from a German university. Yeah. So if you're more comfortable with English, go for the English taught. Maybe, I don't know if it's a master's or a bachelor's, but yeah, if you feel more comfortable and confident in that, go for the English one, improve your German parallelly, and yeah, then you should be set after graduating.
At least if the programs that are German and English are the same ones, basically. If you have the option to study the same thing in English and German, like it doesn't matter, honestly.
Yeah, 100%.
And yeah, you have the German skills, so don't worry. You don't need to do the university thing in German itself.
And there's also absolutely no shame to study in English. Like there are so many amazing English taught ones. Is your entire program in English?
I think maybe 80% is in English, and it would be possible to do my studies 100% in English. It's just like some courses were only available in German.
Yeah.
So that's also a thing. There are many English taught programs. Those English taught programs sometimes have some electives that are only available in German, but yeah, still you will have lots of options in English as well. So it doesn't really make a difference as long like whatever you feel more comfortable with.
Yep. Like so many master's degrees are in English, so sometimes you cannot even choose the German option, right? So it's everything's fine. So okay, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to talk about like specific universities because I don't have the experience of going to a specific university. I can only talk about TUM and the University of Applied Sciences in Munich. Which one?
There was a question whether it makes more sense to send the application in English or German.
Interesting question.
Honestly, like if the company allows you to do both, probably doesn't matter too much.
Do both, like send
the
English version and the German
if they
version.
allow either of these,
okay,
then it probably doesn't matter too much.
I think the person also mentioned that his German is not too good. So the question was like, yeah.
It was just like we saw it on a chat and then this chat
it
went
just
down.
disappeared.
But yeah.
So I think the person asked like, is it better to send it in English or German? And his German skills are not too good. So it will leave like a wrong impression, essentially.
Essentially, it comes down to the skills that you portray in your CV. So it doesn't matter whether you describe that you did a data science program or whether you say, well, if your CV is in German, like you have the same background in both cases. So,
but I feel like if you send a CV in German, their expectations are going to be different. So when you find, let's say you get invited to the interview and then they have the German CV, but you cannot speak proper German, they're going to be like, there's like a disconnect. So if English is your main thing, send it in English, and in the end, it comes down to the skills. There's enough like
this one is that's
okay, let's say I've studied for a year in private uni and now would like to move to a public one, mainly to save money. It's possible. Yeah. I mean, again, depends. Like, is it on a student visa? Because I talked to my friend about this 2 days ago, and if you do it within 4 semesters, it's quite easy. But if you study longer than 4 semesters in like one particular uni, then you have to go through like extra hoops to do it, but still possible.
Lots of people are still spamming their questions.
Yeah. I don't want to answer questions that are like spammed in the chat. It's literally the same questions again and again.
Anyway. Okay, maybe just general things. some general things where people, like several people asked already, whether it's better to enroll in a public university or private university. That honestly depends on your situation. Like public universities doesn't mean that it's bad. Like not
You
at
mean
all.
private ones, right?
Public or private, both
ones.
are not bad. Like
Yeah.
it's both is fine. It just depends a bit, of course. First of all, if you have enough money to support yourself, because I personally wouldn't be able to study at a private university, for example, except for if I would take on a student loan, which I don't want personally. And like private and public universities, they're both great options for both of them.
I have a little bit of like a mixed feeling about like private and public ones, because
Okay.
some people claim like, I mean, private universities are run like a business.
That is
So you
true.
have to consider that, right? So some people like to compare it to an expensive Udemy course. I don't want to name specific like private universities, but I heard a lot of like things about certain ones that you basically just pay for the degree, and the information
Interesting.
in the degree is like not too valuable. And at private ones, you can also do like a Fernstudium, it's called. So it's like distance study. You don't have to attend, and you can just take like online classes, like your entire bachelor's degree. If you want to do it, and if you have the money to do so, yes.
Yeah.
But like public unis, I mean, if you don't pay money, you have to like basically invest more energy and work into the degree usually, because there's less assistance in public universities, especially the bigger
That
ones.
is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that private universities are very good at is supporting the students. No matter whether it comes to, first of all, maybe the class size is smaller. Second of all, also for career placement, like they will have good connections to industry. So during their studies, people at private universities, they will already have chances to get into more prestigious jobs, even for part-time jobs, for example, just because universities collaborate with big industry companies.
Yeah. But you can also do the same in public ones. So it all depends on your personal financial situation, maybe, and you know what career you want to pursue. One question: can I go from A1 to B2 in 2 months? Love your videos. So thank you very much. Interesting question. So about like timelines when it comes to studying German, A1 to B2 in 2 months, I would say it's nearly impossible. It depends on, like, you can reach B2 in like half a year if you like really study a lot. So you have to take either an intensive course, or you just have to like sit down for 6 hours per day and like really practice. There's also a difference between actually being on the B2 level, or just passing the B2 exam. So I think passing the B2 exam can be done in a very short period of time, because you just need to study for the exam, right? You just need to memorize the exam pattern. But A1 to B2 not recommended in 2 months. And if there's like any course or program out there that claims that anybody can pass it in 2 months, A1 to B2, that's most probably very exaggerated. So for B2, if you do like a very intense one, you can plan maybe 5 to 6 months. Do you have a good question?
We have a next
About
question.
Tom?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, maybe not relevant to everybody, because it's for one specific university, but I would still say it probably applies to many other universities in Germany. So the question is it hard to find a place to study during the exam season? So for all of you guys, basically during the exam season, everybody is studying, and literally all of the libraries are pretty much crowded from morning until evening. And yeah, so it can be difficult to get a space in a library. However, all of the universities, the libraries, they are open basically to anyone. Like they will not check your student ID or anything. For example, I almost never actually studied in the library of TUM, so the university where I study. I always went to other universities because either they are closer, or because I like the atmosphere in other libraries better. So you can totally just go to other universities, go to other libraries. Also, the city has some libraries as well. So yeah, it is still in every library during the exam season. You will have to kind of wake up early to not arrive at the library like 5 hours after the library opens. that might be then difficult. But besides that, you can check out different libraries, see which fits you best. And yeah. Also, one question was, bro, when will you graduate, Max?
Me,
Yeah.
probably next year. Yeah, around this time, like February, March. Yes. But I'm going to do a video about this when I graduate. So, okay, these are new questions. I like this. It's very hard to like answer questions about like how high are the chances, like it's, I don't know if people want to hear a specific number, but that's kind of difficult for me to evaluate because I only have like certain perspectives from like countries, right? So I cannot like speak for the entire world.
However, some universities, they provide actually a detailed information on how they select the applicants. So you can actually look into your study program. Maybe you'll find a download. Not every university does this. And then you will see how many points you'll get for which type of background, how many points you'll get for which type of GPA regarding like certain classes and so on. So you can really try to do that as well.
Yes. Interesting questions about skincare routine, which is not about studying in Germany, but my skincare
interested.
Very basic, just water, moisturizer, and that's it basically.
Perfect. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah. We just got off topic. Okay, there's a question about HM. I would like to apply to informatic in HM bachelor's, but Grenznoten on the website is 1.3. So is it the ground reality or is there a wiggle room? So interesting question. Grenznoten on the website. Is it really 1.3? That's crazy. Is that normal? Because it's like pretty.
Well, it's your university.
Yeah, I didn't apply for like informatic. Grenznoten 1.3. That's insane. Are you sure that it applies to informatic? I'm not too familiar with that specific like degree program. That's the thing. But you can, in this case, like if you have any like university specific questions, you can always contact the university student support. So they have like a dedicated team, especially at HM, and there's a good chance that they will going to answer your questions.
The question was about geopolitical issues in Germany and whether there are differences between West and East and whether it does affect students. I would say, honestly, the universities themselves, you can still study at all of the universities. It's not that big of a deal. And yes, there are maybe differences between West and East, but that's just historically. Like
no, I would say when it comes to the salary.
Yeah, salary,
they are
yes.
lower,
but the thing is, for studying,
the cost of living.
The studying, honestly, itself, there are good universities in each city, and you can choose the place where you want to live later on anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So I would say when you care about cost of living, going to the East is a very good thing to do. And you can choose to stay there if you don't want to stay. You can also move to other countries, move to other cities. I mean, you're free to do whatever you want, right, with your degree. But they're not like geopolitical tensions. Like that's a little bit exaggerated.
Yeah.
Okay, there's one question about, is it possible to apply for all German public universities with B1 OSD certificate? I think with B1 German, you cannot apply to any degree. So I think the minimum requirement is B2. But you can look this up. Like, I'm not sure. But I've never seen a university, like when you want to study in German taught, of course. If you want to study in English taught, you can also get around this like German requirement. But German taught with B1 is very unlikely. Cheese omelette or tomato omelette?
Can I have both?
No.
And then I don't.
You're hungry. You're hungry, man. I will pick the cheese one.
Is Duolingo English test valid in Germany?
Never heard of it. What's the Duolingo English test?
No, they do provide certificates. Yes,
insane.
Yes. But
so I think I've never heard of it. So I don't think it's relevant for like it doesn't carry as much weight as like goods and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's a good way to like basically assess your current progress, but not as an official is it paid though? Do you have to like go to a test center or?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But at least from my university, I know there's a list of like different accepted certificates, and well, Duolingo is not one of them. So
Is it like crossed out or is it not listed?
no, like
It's not listed.
just they're just whitelisted ones. Yeah.
I see.
Accepted. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we hit 100 people. That's amazing.
Let's go.
I didn't even announce the stream like
Let's go.
in the Discord.
But there's still 30 people who didn't like the live stream, even though they're in there. What's up with that?
Yeah, this number has to go up.
Yeah, actually, Max, how are you?
I am fine. I'm fine.
That's good to hear.
And you?
Yeah. Because Kevin asked. So
Yeah. How is Kevin? I want to know, Kevin. How are you?
Okay.
Yeah, these are like very specific questions. It's very, very hard for me because if you come from a different country, you know, like it's very hard for me to like keep all the requirements in mind.
Yeah, first of all that, and then of course it also depends on the university you go to, because each university has different application processes.
True.
You want to score? Wait.
I mean, it's moving so fast. So, I saw a Japanese one.
Japanese
question.
Where is it?
Tanaka-san, Yoko-san, konbanwa, you're an internet celebrity. by no means. But I like to be in the studying in Germany niche, like waking up every day and making videos about this stuff. Best thing. I don't want to click on the Okay. How to get accommodation in Germany? Do you want to answer this question? Because I feel like how to get accommodation in Germany. It's a general one, but I feel like you can drop a little bit of sauce in this call.
Yeah. So basically, there are like different platforms that you can look for accommodation. I would say the most common ones, if you want to find a shared flat, is called WG gesucht, which
WG gesucht. That's good.
That's one of them. Another one would be ImmoScout, and you can literally just apply on these platforms. You can see basically pictures and then the descriptions. And important for at least shared flats, which is very, very common for people to live in Germany. So if anybody here is not familiar with the concept of shared flats, because it's not common in every country, you basically share a room or an apartment with different people. So for example, Max right now, he's living in a shared flat. So this room is Max's room, but over there, if you go through the door, then you will end up in another room from Max's roommate. And these can be of like different types of people. Doesn't matter the nationality, doesn't matter which gender you belong to. And there might be people who already work with people who still study or who just enrolled. So, for example, my roommate right now, he just is in his first semester, and I know friends of mine who live together with people who have been already working. And one friend of mine, actually, she lives with a lady who is already like 50 plus years old. That's not the most common thing. Usually you'll find people who are in the same age group as you are, but in general, shared flat is one of the most common things. And then whatever you find, you can apply for that, typically just via these platforms. There are certain things that you have to kind of know, like basically, if you are living in a shared flat and you just get a message, hey, I apply, I like your room, please can I get this room? It will not work, because people will get tens of messages each day, and in popular cities like Berlin or Munich, it's very hard. So people will be flooded with applications, with like 100 applications in one day, basically. And so applications go by very fast. You got to be fast and you got to do it right.
Yeah,
no,
that's a lot of sauce. Yeah, basically, be a nice person, be interesting,
be a nice person,
and
show personality, and show that you were interested 100%. In the other people as well.
And you just have to send a lot of applications.
No.
It's just a numbers game, especially in Munich.
That is true.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I mean, in other cities, it's going to be way easier to find something. But here, Frankfurt, Berlin, it's quite tough.
That is true.
Shoo. That one. You in your last video or in one of the latest videos, you mentioned the social. How do you say that? The social dynamics in German friend circles. Do you want to elaborate?
Do you want to?
Okay.
Let's go. So
Okay. So how to find a good friend circle in Germany? That's the question. I mean, be a nice person because you're going to attract what you are. That's like this is the best life hack you can have. How to find a good friend circle. So in Germany, people basically connect on like shared hobbies or shared projects, whatever. So if you are interested in ice hockey, like try to find like an ice hockey team in your city. Same goes for soccer and whatever you insert in this sentence. And yeah, basically that's how people bond in Germany. And just be an interesting, proactive person, even though you're introverted. People still want to connect with you. And at university, you shouldn't be too worried because let's say you start out at university and everybody is new. So this means by default, everybody wants to find new friends, right? So in the beginning, it's very important to attend university events and do as much socializing as possible. I know it's very hard for like introverted people, but I also had to push through it. And you're going to maybe burn out from that, but at least you speak to a lot of people and expose yourself, and you're automatically going to find the people you just vibe with. So yeah, don't be worried about that too much. So what's your take?
I would totally agree. One thing to know about German people, first of all, of course, you can also meet international people. Like there are many international students in Germany as well. So don't worry about that. You can find people from your own nationality if you want to. If you want to find friends in Germany, at least German people, they tend to take things slower. So it might take a bit more time than maybe in other countries. But that being said, like if you form a friendship, they will last very long. So yeah, I would say the thing that you said, just finding friends in the very beginning, going out in the beginning is very, very helpful because people tend to stick with the friends that they have.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're new and everybody is new, they will start forming groups. So if you're in the beginning of your studies, go out. Most universities have some kind of introduction events. They will have like
multiple even.
They will have like a week of events, and then you can basically go out every day with other people, go to restaurants, eat something, maybe go to bars if you're into that. And they have city rallies where you can just explore the cities together with other people. So those are some of the events that the university provides basically for you to make meaningful connections.
Yeah, you just have to be open because there is so much that you can take advantage of, right? Like all the events and opportunities, and you just have to like get out of your shell in the beginning and like make meaningful connections. Because I think different to other cultures, Germans are okay. It's a stereotype, but in general, I feel like connections here are very deep, but it takes some time to like crack the shell. So Germans are usually a little more reserved, but when you really get deep, like it's going to be a very long-lasting, authentic relationship.
One question was about the nightlife in Germany. So how is it? That's a very good question.
You experienced this yesterday, so you want to talk about it?
I don't know. It was very chill. Like it's fun. I mean, honestly, you'll find all kinds of nightlife as in every other country. I would say here it's very open and a lot of fun. I don't know.
It's a lot of fun. Like you can find nightlife in almost any city. It's going to be different, right? If you go to Berlin or if you stay in Munich, it's going to be a little bit different. But yeah, if you like really want to experience nightlife, yes, you get it in Germany, but maybe not as crazy as in other countries.
Berlin, I would say, is pretty crazy.
Is it comparable? Yeah, I've never did nightlife in Berlin. Yeah.
They have amazing, huge clubs.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Awesome.
But maybe let's go to studying in Germany.
Are you
life in Germany, not nightlife?
You're distracting people from the studies.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I'm just like moving a little bit in the chat, and it's like 10 questions at once.
You guys are appreciated. Thank you so much for sending so many questions.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Really cool.
Like over 100 people still watching. So amazing.
That's so cool. Yeah.
No, we're not gonna answer that one.
Uh-huh.
No. But, ooh, there was one interesting.
Question.
So the question is in English. I'm going to translate it. So, how many hours are you allowed to work as a student? 20 hours a week, and 140 half days, or 140 full days, or 280 half days. Full day means 8 hours, and half day means 4 hours.
So on
But
average,
as a German student, if you're not here on a student visa, you can actually work full time if you want to. You're just going to lose your student status, and you have to pay social contributions and stuff. So technically, if you want it, you can work full time, 40 hours a week as a student. But on a student visa, I don't think it's possible. Or if you maybe get permission, I'm not sure, but not recommended.
yeah. So basically, the requirements or the hourly limit is basically, if you cut it down on a weekly basis, it's like about 20 hours a week,
Yeah, roughly.
including that you have vacation as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so cool that some people even comment in German. I really appreciate it. Okay, I think that's a German person.
Mhm. The chat is going crazy.
Yeah. Ooh.
Is it worth to study private universities
With a
with
student
a student
loan.
loan? That is
Question
difficult to
is
say.
always
If
worth
there's
it.
one very, very, very specific university that you really want to go to, because this is the only university that provides the background for the job that you definitely want to have, maybe. But like, if there's not the certain private university that you want to do, and if there is a comparable program at a public university, I would say taking a student loan might be not a very wise decision, at least in my opinion. That's a personal opinion. Just want to let you know, so you can definitely do the research and make up your own mind about it. But student loans, you have to pay them off over time. So you just have to like calculate, okay, will this really increase your salary later on? And if yes, by how much? And if it's only like 100 euros a month, think about how long you would be how long you would need to work to pay off your student loan. So in most cases, if
It's
there's
a
a
very
comparable
nuanced
program,
question, right? Because
probably
let's say the
not.
student wants to come to Germany and like sees Germany as a better option. Like taking a student loan can help, because if your grades are not good enough for public ones, for example, yes, this will be an option. I wouldn't recommend it for everybody, but let's say you want to get into, I don't know, investment banking, right? And then there's the Frankfurt School of Finance, and it costs like 30,000 euros for bachelor's, and you really want to increase the chances. Yes, it will make sense. But in most cases, if you have the ability to get into a public university, yeah, I can always recommend going for the free version, because Germany has such an advantage when it comes to free education. So why not use this as like a starting point for your career? You Messi or Ronaldo? Do you have any opinion on that?
I'm not a fan of football.
It doesn't matter.
Or soccer.
It doesn't matter.
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
The only true choice.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say so too. Ronaldo. I think people are going to leave the stream now.
Yeah, that's okay.
You offended some people. So yeah, this is a very important question. Is Ausbildung worth it instead of a bachelor's degree? So again, it depends. This is such a nuanced question, but when it comes to the opportunities, if you want to do skilled trades, for example, if you want to do carpentry, electrician and stuff, Ausbildung is one of the few ways to get to that. But if you want to have the option to do a master's and want to go more into the academia space, bachelor's degree is obviously the go-to, because on Ausbildung, you're basically going to close the opportunity for you to, maybe get into like a more, how to say, like academia career, go into research, or even when it comes to like your job opportunities, you're going to be pretty much limited to the thing you studied in your Ausbildung. So if you studied, let's say, carpentry in your Ausbildung, it's very difficult for you to like pivot from this niche. But if you know what you want to do later, and if you really want to go deep and you want to have some practical knowledge, yes, Ausbildung is the way to go.
How stressful are German universities, Max?
Oh, you can make it stressful for yourself. So again, it depends. Some
answer.
people really crumble. The dropout rate is also very high in certain degree programs. For example, in physics, which I studied, I think 70% of people are gone after the first or second semester. So it's a lot of stress for people. But I also know people who are basically chilling. Depends. Big university, small university. You like the degree, you don't like the degree. But I would say in general, German universities are more demanding than universities in Australia, America. I would say in general, because the education is free. So you will not get as much guidance as in a university where you basically pay a lot of money.
There was one question about Stuttgart versus Darmstadt universities.
Stuttgart versus Darmstadt.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so basically, again, it depends on what you study. I wouldn't recommend all of you to just go to Stuttgart or Darmstadt. It depends on what you want. Stuttgart is very much known as the automotive hub in Germany. So lots of automotive industry is there. So if you're into that, good choice. On the other hand, Darmstadt, they will all, like, both of the universities are great. Like, it's not a wrong decision to go to either of these. So you cannot go wrong with both of them. They're very, very good. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody says everything depends. Yeah, it is so true. Like
It is.
It's not
It
black
does.
and white, right? It depends on the situation. Yeah.
Definitely.
Uh,
And I think Darmstadt is more known for computer science.
Darmstadt. Yeah,
Then
Stuttgart is
Stuttgart-
more like
Stuttgart's
for
like-
business, maybe, and automotive.
Automotive, maybe aerospace.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's hard to pinpoint though.
Yeah.
It's still a big city, so big companies.
There was a question.
Really? Find a good one.
Wait. Oh, it's gone already.
Um,
Never mind.
So where are you from?
What happens if you work 2 mini jobs?
It's possible still, right? Wait, 2 mini jobs means, yeah, if you don't cross the 20 hours a week. But it can happen that if you have 2 mini jobs, you basically go over the threshold, right? The one where you have to pay the social contributions.
No.
So the mini job is not a mini job anymore.
Yeah. So typically, for the people who don't know, mini job is basically a job with a threshold where you earn a maximum of 538
maybe ish.
euros.
Yeah.
And with that, you don't have to pay taxes. And if you are above that, then you have to start paying taxes. Yeah. So, and once you have 2 mini jobs, well, obviously you earn more, so you lose the mini job status.
It's true. Yep. So why not put everything into like one big part-time job? Ooh, okay. Every time I refresh the chat, it's like new wave. Where are you from? So Markus is from Germany.
Yeah,
and I'm
born
also
in Munich, actually.
from Germany. I was also born in Munich, but I'm also from Japan. Very confusing.
Is that
How
possible,
is that
Max?
possible? I think 2 people in the past met. One person was Japanese and one person
That
was
makes
German,
sense, that makes sense.
and they created a child, and that's me.
Well, how?
Oh,
No,
you mean this one?
Mm.
Oh, okay. Is it realistically possible to learn German up to the level of fluency needed for university admissions in 2 years? Absolutely. If you do your thing well, which means B2 or C1. I see people even reaching C2 in 1 year. If you do like a very intensive course, it's possible with the right guidance. So if you have 2 years, yeah, like you can also have a more relaxed schedule, but if you like specifically learn for the exams, possible.
Do you want to look for the next question?
Super.
Hey, somebody commented that you look better than me.
I think because you have less sleep than I do.
Bro,
I think usually it's the
I
other
think
way
it's in
around.
general. I think that's the
No,
general case.
I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
so.
Whoever comment this, you're mean. Oh, no. No, I would agree with you.
You can
Whoever
ban
said
you,
that,
you can ban this person.
no, people shouldn't be banned who speak the truth. Yeah. Again, Duolingo question. Duolingo English test, is it accepted in universities? Not that I would know
No.
of.
No.
Yeah.
Can you find the next question, please?
Okay.
Look something
Okay.
up.
Yeah. We're gonna look
Okay,
for something
okay.
from chat. It's just you and me now. Just you and me. What are your questions? I have good questions, good answers for Tom for Munich. Let me know. Max is handsome for real. Yeah. Yes. Good question.
Let's not turn this into
The
like a
answer
dating
is
show.
yes.
Appreciate you guys.
Okay, let's look through this. Somebody said they would ban you if you would apply with a Duolingo degree.
They will probably not even look at the application.
Are
Can we-
professors in German universities approachable and willing to answer student inquiries? Well, yes, I would say so. Maybe it is a bit harder than in other countries where you have smaller class sizes. It also depends on the type of university where you study. So at universities of applied sciences, for example, where Max studies, the class sizes are much smaller than in big public universities. And obviously in big public universities where the class sizes are much bigger, like Max, you know also from your first semester at TUM.
400, 500 people.
Yeah, and in my case, there were like more than 700 people in one room. Obviously, the professor is not going to be able to answer all of the questions. However, you can still contact them via mail, and also after class, you can still talk to them. That's definitely possible. So yeah, they will be willing to help out if they can, and so I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah,
That's
and
also the advantage of private universities, because you have like individual treatment. You can
Yeah.
talk to the professors, they might know you by name, but you can also get this treatment in universities of applied sciences, because my class has 50 people and the professors know us by name.
Yeah.
And we also greet them on the floor, in the hallway
yeah.
and stuff. So it's very chill, very personal, more intimate. So you don't have to like pay thousands of euros to get this treatment. Just look for a university in a smaller city, maybe.
Or also relevant here, big public universities. In the first semester, the class sizes are going to be bigger because those are the fundamental classes that everybody has to take. However, later on, you're going to have electives, and naturally there will be less people in electives because people can choose different ones. So all of the big number of people, they will just divide and go to different electives. So then once you're in the elective phase, then you will have more chances, and it's much easier to build a connection with your professor. So I also know some professors by name. They will know me. We talk, and yeah. So over time, it gets better. Also for master's program, they also tend to typically have smaller class sizes than bachelor programs, at least in my experience.
Can I reach C1 in 8 months? Possible. Like Divyansh, the guy I interviewed on my channel, which is the last video, he did it in, I think, about a year. So 8 months. I've seen some people who've done it, but they usually went to a proper like language institute, paid also a lot of money. Some people come to Germany and then they go to Goethe Institute in Munich, for example, and they pay for A1 to C1. It's like a very intensive course, costs more than maybe a couple €1,000. But if you really focus, yes, it is doable.
One person asked if the person still had to pay taxes if you are enrolled in a dual study program, because dual study programs, basically you work and you study at the same time. It's in alternating phases. So you will work for a couple of months, then you will study for a couple of months. And yes, as long as you work, you will have to pay taxes. So it will just fall into the tax system.
But usually the case is like you can earn up to 12,000 euros per year, and that's like the minimum. How do you say that? The Grundfreibetrag. So it's
basically you will not
the basic
pay any
tax-free
income tax.
allowance. Yeah, you won't pay any taxes until 12,000 euros. So let's say you study in a dual program and you earn 1,000 euros per month. That's 12K per year, which means on this income you don't pay any taxes. And once you go above this amount,
And
let's say you
14%.
I think it starts at 14. So let's say you earn 13K. So the 1,000 euros are taxable, 14%, 140 euros.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's still not
It's
much.
still, it's really not much. Yeah.
The tax system in Germany can be brutal. You can pay a lot of taxes, but that is only once you start working full time. Once you earn a high salary, basically, then the tax, they will increase over time.
That's true.
Or not over time, but like the more you earn, the more you will have to pay for taxes.
Yeah. But the tax system isn't as crazy as people think. I'm going to drop a video about the tax system in Germany. I'm going to explain it in detail. And you only pay, like people claim you pay 45% taxes, which is true, but only if you earn 600,000 euros per year. Then you pay 45% in taxes. Because people count social contributions as taxes.
You mean 60,000?
600.
600,000?
Yeah, because you have the
I have to watch the video.
Average tax rate and the marginal tax rate. And let's say you earn 68,000 euros per year, which is a realistic salary. The taxes for this are, I think, 26%. And then you pay social contributions on top, and this feels like the 45%. That's true. But social contributions are obviously health insurance and stuff, so it's a little bit different.
Is there career service in Germany?
What's a career service? Is it people in university?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. And yes, most universities do have career services. They will have also international student offices. So people from, like, if you're not German, you can go there and they will help you with things like bureaucracy if you're not fluent in German, for example. So that's kind of cool. And also many universities, they do have career services. So for example, in my case, we get access to like there's at least one webinar every single week on some things like salary negotiations, how to write perfect CV applications, and so on. So there's a lot of things that the university just provides you for free, basically. And over time, I would say I also acquired a lot of knowledge through that.
That's cool. Yeah, I've never taken advantage of that. I didn't know that this stuff exists.
Well, let's go. Something new.
Learn something new today.
There will be videos as well in the future.
On your channel,
stay excited for that. Yeah, definitely on mine. Who knows? Maybe on yours as well. You'll have to find out.
All right, we got a super chat from Hossam X. Thank you very much. Max, how are you? I'm new at TU Berlin, and I'm so confused on how Moses system works to register for subjects. Can you please explain how this works? So what do you exactly mean by Moses? Do you know what a Moses system is? Register for subjects. So if I cannot answer this question, you can also send me an email. Moses system.
I assume it's similar to every university has some kind of course registration portal. So I would assume maybe the one in Berlin is called Moses.
Oh, okay.
Let me check if I.
You're gonna look this up? Yeah.
Okay, maybe we'll not be able to answer this correctly, or at least not in full detail. However, in my experience, how it typically works is just you'll log into your portal with your credentials, your ID, maybe a password, and then you will have different tabs, different categories, so you can find things like different classes, things like your documents, like the immatriculation notice, and so on, and then you can navigate to the courses that you take, and then maybe you will have already recommended courses that you can just apply to, or maybe you will have to search for them manually. So
I feel like the university also should have a manual for the registration.
They will probably have a guide.
And if you're new in TU Berlin, I assume you started in the summer semester. So if you know any classmates or people who know about the stuff, you can contact them, because in the beginning so many people are confused, and you're basically there to help each other out.
One thing to note is also in Germany, if you register for a course, it doesn't mean that you're enrolled in the exam already.
Oh yeah.
So those are two different steps. So
Very
make
important.
sure that once you're enrolled into the course, you still have to, let's say after a month or two, then again sign up for the exam so that you can actually write the exam.
Yep. But thank you, Hossam, for the super chat, and have a nice day. I think
What do we got?
this wax.
Okay.
All right. Oh, so many questions. I think it's the same question, right? About learning German until B2 in 2 months. No, freaking hard. Wouldn't recommend it. At least I don't know anybody who has done that. So I know some like killers who have done A1 or they have done A2 in 2 months. A1 and A2 in 2 months. And these are like the very fast people in my program. But B2, I don't think it's possible. Alrighty. Oh, there was a question about German trains. Do trains in Germany often run late? I read that on the
always.
internet. So you have to differentiate between public transport in the cities and like intercity. So I think when you go to Munich, for example, you have the MVG, so it's like the Munich Association for Trains. And when you take the underground trains, for example, or like trams, they are very punctual. So they clean, they're always on time.
And very frequent, like every 5 minutes.
Very frequent. So if you have a train that doesn't belong to these associations, if it's a train that belongs to DB, so if you see like a very big DB logo on the train, there's a good possibility that it's going to be late. Yeah, so if you take the S-Bahn in some regions, regional trains, yeah, this is where the delay happens. And also ICE trains. But I mean, sometimes I think I'm also responsible for spreading this narrative in my videos. But yes, trains in Germany are late, but not all trains. So it's only the regional trains and the intercity trains.
Yeah. And like late doesn't necessarily mean that they're like 45 minutes late.
Yeah. 3 hours.
But it does happen.
Well, yeah. Oh, how's the housing crisis in semi-major cities? Do you want to comment on that? Housing crisis. I think this is your thing.
Housing crisis. Crisis sounds so dramatic. Yeah, like it's a thing that definitely in Germany it's not as easy to find housing as in other countries, and of course in more rural areas it's easier. And the bigger the city, the harder it is typically, because well, big cities tend to have good universities, they tend to have good public transportation, they tend to have good parks and like public facilities. So many people want to work there as well because of job opportunities. In the big cities, this is where the big companies are. So that's why many people want to move there. And Germany is quite slow with building new buildings as well. And of course, Germany is also already very densely populated anyway. So there's not that much space, like for example in the US, where you can just like, where you have enough free land to just build skyscrapers.
Facts.
Or like at least new buildings. Yeah.
So we have a new super chat. Thank you, Neon YG. I'm from India. Please tell me about racism, course, etc. So let's first talk about the racism aspect. So I think racism is a pretty harsh word. So this means like proper exclusion, which doesn't happen that often in Germany, because I would say the population is so diverse. I think 30% of people in Germany have an immigration background, or at least a background that is not German. So you're going to find a lot of people from your country as well. What I would say, there is subtle discrimination in some cases. So for example, when you are in the city and maybe you don't speak German, and people are going to treat you a little bit differently. So it's not like a country comparable to the US or Australia, where there's more immigration. But I would say racism, I look different compared to Markus, even though I'm German, and I've never really encountered like proper racism. Maybe at school, when I went to the German school, and back then I got like some like racist jokes, but this is basically the worst that can happen. So it's not as like when you walk through the city that you get insulted for like being a certain race. That's not what happens. Because in Germany, people also focus on themselves a lot. So they're not very like, are they outward thinking? The German people, I feel like they just care about themselves. So it's like they don't like really like try to invade other people's spaces and stuff. We just see it differently.
Sorry, I was reading more chat questions.
Yeah, sure. There's so many questions coming in.
You were referring to what exactly? What did you say?
Referring to discrimination and racism. So the people on the street are like shouting racist comments.
No.
Never experienced it.
No.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, you might be better able to tell than I am.
Yeah, because I do look Asian for Germans, right? So I think in your case, yeah, maybe different.
I mean, I haven't experienced it, obviously, but I also haven't heard of it. And I would say I have quite international friends. Like my friend groups, a lot of people are very international. And yeah, I haven't heard any super bad stories or something.
No, me too. Me too. If you're nice to people, people are usually nice to you. Right? If you're respectful, people are going to be respectful to you. So you shouldn't worry about this too much. I mean, when you go to university, the students are very international usually, and you're going to find international friends, and people are also in general open to new cultures.
Yeah. The next question is, do you get admission in Germany on first come, first served basis? And especially for Studienkolleg.
Studienkolleg.
Yeah. So in general, for universities at least, I don't know if it's different for University of Applied Sciences. I can speak for the public university where I study, so Tom, and there's no fixed places. So literally anybody who meets the criteria will get in. It doesn't matter when you apply. They don't have even it's not even randomized. They will just admit so many people, and that's why you end up with like 700 people in one lecture eventually, because this year many people maybe applied and all of them met the criteria, at least all of the 700. So that's why 700 people are in.
Yeah, we can. Okay, let's answer one or two questions and then we're going to end the stream because it's pretty late. Okay, there's one question coming in. Super chat, Libos Lens, thank you very much. Can I still get conditional acceptance before getting my proficiency certificate? Still working on getting B2 certificate. Yes, it is possible, but not all universities and all degree programs offer this. So in this case, if you have certain universities in mind, I would actually write them because I cannot like speak for certain universities. But this is actually a question a lot of people have. So conditional acceptance means, so for example, you need Goethe B2 to get into a degree, but you can only show B1 when you apply for the university because sometimes schedules can be tight, right? So in this case, yeah, please ask the university. But as far as I know, it's possible to apply with B1 with a condition that you basically submit the B2 certificate later when you actually enroll. There's also somebody who answered Libo's question. Very good. Yes, it's possible for several public universities, but in private, we'll surely give. Yes, I would say so. Because in the private university, obviously, if you pay money, they are also going to give you like more relaxed treatment. Can I still read the other ones? Wait. Okay, no. So, Libos, I hope I could answer your question. So let's do one more question. Last question for today. Let's pick a juicy one.
Wow. Ooh, questions are flooding in.
What's a really juicy question?
Thank you. You're welcome. Blessed to have you here. So good to have all of you here, actually.
Yeah, we're still rocking 85 people. So
dude, yeah,
it's pretty constant. It's very nice. I'm going to do this in the future too. Yeah.
Let's go.
I think the feedback is very positive.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Okay, this is not a question, it's a request. Can you please make a video on scholarships in Germany? I have 2 videos on my channel about scholarships. One is for general scholarships, and the other one is for the DAD Masters Scholarship, fully funded. So you can check these 2 out if you want. And let's grab one last question.
Okay, in the meantime, while Max is looking for the last question,
yeah, can you fill the time, please?
I'm gonna answer another question that
Okay,
I saw
100%,
before.
100%. Yeah, do it.
You're gonna look for the juicy
For the
question
juicy
that
question.
you want to do.
Yes.
So one person asked about dormitories and what you need to have, what you need to do to apply early for dormitories. So in general, dormitories in Germany are very, very crowded, or like not crowded, like very sought after. So it's important to apply very early, because if you don't, you might have to wait for maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 semesters even until you get into the dormitory, and dormitory spaces are limited. So actually, yes, you are allowed to apply before you are in Germany. And some dormitories also accept applications even before you got the acceptance letter by university. So you can literally apply once you are in the application process, basically, and then you can hand in the certificate later on, from what I know.
Yeah, it's a good explanation. I'm still looking for juicy question because I think it's, people are repeating the same question over and over again. Ooh. Yeah. Markus, do you want to answer one other question?
So maybe regarding the student dormitories, people often ask where you can apply for student dormitories. There are different, and there are different ones. And most commonly, the cheapest, most affordable ones are the ones that are by the student union. And most big cities do have student unions, and they take care of the student dormitories, and they provide it for like something between 250, more likely 300 euros, and then maybe up to 450, sometimes even 500 euros, but that would be very expensive. And then you would have like a shared flat, something like that. And yeah, with this, we now have something. Have you found something?
Voice. Is it my voice cracked, or is it the microphone? Because my voice is kind of tired today. No, I don't think so.
Voice keeps breaking.
Is it voice still? Voice problem, really?
Voice problem. Hello. Hey, do you see this? Those are the points.
Yeah, but it's still working. So if you guys
still
cracking. Yes, it's breaking.
Is the chat trolling?
No, maybe I don't know if it's the internet connection. Oh, it was bad, guys.
How did that happen?
Sheesh, because we didn't touch anything.
What the heck?
Maybe because plug it in. Okay, now we're muted. No, we should be back on. Now it's good. Okay. Is it good, guys? Because for the last question, I want to have proper voice. Clear.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, they don't want you to answer the juicy question. Oh, guys. Okay. That's what you guys think. All right.
What was the last question?
Yeah, I had one about how can you maximize part-time job earnings, and what skills can you basically cultivate before you come to Germany. So I think it was also a question about IT jobs. So when it comes to like the person doesn't want to work like as a waiter or delivery, he or she wants to work like in a very specific job. So what are skills to cultivate? I'd say if you aim for specific jobs, then it's like obviously very important to prepare for that specific job with specific skills. But in general, I would say get as many connections as possible before you come here. You can reach out to people on LinkedIn. You can slide into their DMs and maybe not ask for a job straight away, but ask about their company culture. And the good thing is, your university will probably have partner companies. So there's also a higher chance to get into these companies, even as a working student. So what I can recommend to people in general, also for full-time positions, try to get an internship or a part-time work contract in a company you want to work at while you're studying your degree. Because if you work in a company, let's say as a working student, 20 hours a week, let's say computer science, and you do your job well over 2-3 years, the chance that the company is going to hire you is very high because you already know the job, they have seen your work, and once you graduate, they're going to give you a full-time contract. So I think when it comes to the success rate, it's the best I've seen so far when it comes to the approach. Internships and part-time jobs during studies.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Max.
All right. Thank you, Markus, for coming on. You're going to do this stuff in the future as well, and I'm going to keep you guys updated. Thank you for asking all the questions. Unfortunately, we cannot answer all questions, but we're going to do this frequently, so maybe I can answer your questions next time as well. All right, thank you guys, and have a nice evening, a nice day, depending on where you are in the world. And yeah, see you guys next time.
Stay focused.
Bye. Stay focused.